What's up, YouTube? I'm Mike. Today I'm back with another exciting video. I cannot tell you how excited I am to be making this video. This video represents one of the highlights of my life. I'm actually wearing clothing today because I just came back from dinner with my wife. So last night on our Discord, a gentleman, user by the name of DD, they were talking about their diets, different things they eat. I had published some videos last night showing how insanely insulin sensitive my body is. I ate 2 pounds of strawberries that were diced up into 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and my blood sugar had returned to normal in 1 hour post-ingestion. So we were talking about insulin, we were talking about all these different things, and I'm scrolling through the Discord and I see the user DD says vegetables are pretty much the least nutritious foods besides seeds and junk food. We cannot absorb vitamins and nutrients from vegetables like we easily can from animal products. Just vitamin C if eaten raw, pesticides, water, and fiber. And so when I see this, first of all, just to quickly set the stage, I fucking hate vegetables with a passion. I have spent my entire life dealing with this bullshit. I was the kid that was constantly getting yelled at by his parents. You have to eat your vegetables. You can't just eat the meat. You can't have any dessert until you eat your vegetables. Vegetables, vegetables, vegetables. My mom used to go to this restaurant. What the hell is that place called? It doesn't matter. It was a chain restaurant here in DFW. They used to serve the vegetable plate. She would get a plate of nothing but vegetables. Women, this seems to be a woman thing. My wife and I have had so many arguments in our house about this. She's always yammering at me about the importance of vegetables. If you don't, she's always telling me my bodybuilding diet's gonna leave me micronutrient deficient. You have to have green leafy vegetables. You need like carrots and peppers, and we need all of these things in our diet, and the kids need, and I'm always like, bullshit. Like, your body knows what it needs. I have never in my life craved fucking broccoli, and there's a reason for that. And we have been round and round and round with this. I used to go round and round with my parents about this. I just hated eating vegetables my entire life. In my estimation, vegetables have one value, and that's when you're cutting. If you're cutting and you're trying to fill your stomach up without actually ingesting a lot of actual calories, eating shit tons of broccoli and spinach and shit will definitely help you, to stay full longer. So when this guy says that vegetables are pretty much the least nutritious foods, I want to believe him, but I don't. I didn't believe him because every single person my entire life has been telling me how important it is to eat your vegetables. Green vegetables, you really need green vegetables. You all this bullshit. The society at large, all the health organizations, your doctor, the food pyramid, every fucking body is yelling about eating vegetables. Stop eating meat. Meat is bad for you. All these fucking idiot vegans running around thinking they're going to survive on lentil soup and beans and bullshit. So, because anytime somebody makes a claim, one of my favorite things to do is to prove them wrong. And in this case, I thought, wow, this is a bold claim. You're just going to come right out and say that vegetables are the least nutritious food? Like, I kind of thought they were shit, but I wouldn't go that far. So I looked it up. I fucking looked it up. This is a weird thing we can do nowadays. We don't have to listen to old wives' tales, which is an old term for fucking bullshit and misinformation. Women seem to have the fucking monopoly on this. I don't know why that is. It's like when old men tell lies. It's like, it was a 10-pound fish, but it was really like 8. That's the kind of shit men lie about. Women are like, no, you have to eat your vegetables or you're going to die. Bullshit. So I looked it up, and linked in the description below is an article titled Bioavailability of Micronutrients from Nutrient-Dense Whole Foods zooming in on dairy, vegetables, and fruits. Now, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to skip the dairy part. Spoiler alert, dairy is a pretty good source of vitamins and minerals, okay? So if you want to drink your milk and get vitamins and minerals via the dairy pathway, go crazy. It's pretty good. What we're really looking at here is whether or not the claim that DD made about our bodies not being very good at being able to extract vitamins, that vegetables are pretty much the least nutritious foods because we cannot absorb vitamins and nutrients from them. That's what we want to find out here. So in this article, they did that. And what they set out to do, it says vegetables and fruits form a widely diverse food group that contains a broad range of essential nutrients. Vegetables and fruits are generally low in fat and proteins and therefore contribute relatively little to energy intake. Ample consumption of vegetables and fruits is promoted worldwide. Such recommendations are based on studies consistently showing that higher intake of vegetables and fruits is negatively associated with all-cause mortality and mortality from cardiovascular disease and cancer. Close to 75% of the world population consumes less than the recommended 400 grams of vegetables and fruits on a daily basis. 400 grams? Dude, I can't even remember the last time I ate something that remotely looked green. Occasionally I have baby spinach. That's about it. Occasionally, I'll eat baby spinach. My wife will cook broccoli, asparagus, all this bullshit that nobody needs. I don't eat it. So it's admitting that the claim is that you need to eat copious amounts of not only vegetables but fruits. So they decided to break down the various micronutrients that we get from various sources. The first one up on the list is provitamin A carotenoids, beta carotene, alpha carotene, and beta cryptoxanthin. This is a lengthy article. I mean, it's miles long. You guys can read it. I'm going to extract the data we give a shit about. The data we give a shit about is that green leafy vegetables such as spinach and kale are rich in beta carotene, but only around 5 to 10% of the total content is bioavailable. In contrast, beta carotene from fruits shows higher bioavailability despite their relatively lower beta carotene content. So this is the fucking shell game that the assholes at the World Health Organization, the FDA, whoever builds the fucking food pyramid, National Institutes of Health, your doctor, your teacher, your fucking mom, your grandma, all of these fucking people are lying to you about the value of vegetables. There effectively is no value, what you're going to find out from this study. So on the one hand, they tell the truth that green leafy vegetables are very new. They have a lot of beta carotene in it. The problem is that you can't get any of it out of it. You can only get 5 to 10% of the total beta carotene that's available in the plant into your system. So they said at the top part that what they're calling bioavailability is the ability to extract the vitamin, digest it, and then use it in the body. That's bioavailable. So just because it's there and just because it can get into your system doesn't make it bioavailable. If you can't actually partition it and use it for some physiological purpose, then it's not considered to be bioavailable. So you can eat all the spinach and kale and get on board with all this leftist, liberal, vegan, save the cows agenda you want, and you will basically never be able to get the beta carotene you need because it's only 5 to 10% bioavailable. Now, the fruit, which has a lot less beta carotene in it on the whole, actually gets more beta carotene into your system because it's substantially more bioavailable. In contrast, beta carotene from fruit shows higher bioavailability despite the relatively lower content. This is explained by the digestibility of particular plant compartments where the beta carotene is stored. Notably, green leafy vegetables store beta carotene in chloroplasts, which is not easily digestible for humans. Whereas mangoes, for instance, store beta-carotene in the chromoplasts from which it is more readily available. More beta-carotene in its crystallized form, as found in carrots, is not easily absorbed. In contrast, beta-carotene present in liquid droplets as found in papaya is not as easily absorbed. So see, that's the other thing. They're always like, eat carrots, they're good for your eyes. I used to eat carrots like a fucking rabbit when I was growing up. I loved carrots. That was the one thing my mom would let me eat until just as much carrots as I could eat. She would peel them and I would just sit there and gobble carrots left and right. And I'm blind as a fucking bat without my fucking contacts in. So again, genetics. It's all genetics. It doesn't have fuck all to do with what you eat. So beta-carotene, plants and vegetables are a horrible, terrible source for beta-carotene. Moving right along, we have folate. Green leafy vegetables and citrus fruits are important dietary sources for folate. In vegetables and fruits, folate is mostly present in polyglutamate form. Before absorption, enzymatic cleavage of the glutamate chain, yammer. It has a bioavailability of 70%. So folate is definitely something that you can get from plants and vegetables. Of course, you can get it elsewhere, which we're going to find out soon enough. Vitamin C, highly bioavailable. 80 to 90% of the vitamin C found in fruits such as kiwi and orange, but also in many vegetables, is 80 to 90% bioavailable. Who on earth is vitamin C deficient? Vitamin K. Dark green leafy vegetables, herbs such as kale, parsley, spinach, and green cabbage are rich in phyloquinone, whereas among the fruits, kiwi and avocado by exception contain reasonable amounts. Menaquinones are generally not found in vegetables. What we care about is they have less than 5% bioavailability. So if you're looking for vitamin K, you're not going to get it from fruits and vegetables. Minerals, potassium consumption of vegetables and fruits contributes importantly to potassium intake, especially from dark green leafy vegetables and fruits such as banana and kiwi. Cliff's Notes version, potassium is one thing you can definitely get from vitamins and minerals, 60 to 85% from all sources. Calcium, especially dark green leafy vegetables such as kale and spinach contribute to dietary calcium intake. Unfortunately, bioavailability ranges around 20 to 40% from vegetables and fruits. Part of the problem is oxalate is the conjugate base of oxalic acid, which is present in high amounts in certain vegetables such as spinach, cabbages, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, beetroots, and rhubarb. Magnesium can be derived in moderate amounts from fruits and vegetables, but it has a bioavailability of 25 to 35%. Iron, bioavailability from fruits and vegetables around 12%. In conclusion, both milk as well as vegetables and fruits are nutrient-dense foods that provide a myriad of nutrients which impact human metabolism and health. Bioavailability is an important explanatory step between the food source and the potential health effects of its food components. So, with the exception of vitamin C, folate, and potassium, fruits and vegetables are a horribly inefficient way to get your vitamin and mineral needs met. Now, let's take a look at, oh no, I think I lost it. Excuse me here. Here we go. So, what about if you were to try to get your vitamin and mineral needs met by eating animals? You know how all the leftists don't, what happened to my light? All of the leftists don't want us red-blooded Americans to kill the poor defenseless animals and eat them because they feel like it's cruel because the animals suffer. I want to make a prediction. This is going to happen in the next 10 years. There is already science that has emerged that is already starting to prove this, and when it has fully fleshed out, I am going to throw the biggest party the world has ever seen, because guess what, guys? All you leftists out there, all of you vegans that you think you're saving the planet and you're preventing suffering, scientists are finding out every single day that plants suffer too. That's right. All those plants you're eating, you're causing them to suffer. There's already studies showing how plants give off signs and symptoms of distress from everything from poor soil content to dehydration, too much sun, not enough sun. There's a bunch of things going on in the plant world, and plants give off signals that they are in a distressed state. It will be proven in our lifetimes that plants are just as capable of experiencing something that in the plant world is equivalent to suffering, just like animals. And then you vegans will have no good excuses left for saying that, oh no, we can't eat the animals because they suffer. The plants do too. And it will be proven in our lifetime. But for the rest of us who are not completely out of our fucking minds, and we think that eating meat is a really, really good way of getting your vitamin and mineral profile met. Let's have a really quick look at the micronutrient breakdown found in meat. In meat, you have a rich source of vitamin B12, which is 65% bioavailable. Meat contains vitamin A with a 74% bioavailability. Meat contains iron. Meat contains heme iron, which the body absorbs more efficiently than non-heme iron found in plant-based foods. Meat also helps the body absorb non-heme iron from plants, a process called the meat factor. So meat is so good that it can actually unfuck the plant. So the plants that have iron in them have non-heme iron, and that's hard for the body to digest. But if you eat meat, you get heme iron, which is easy to digest, and the process of getting it helps you to better process the plant that you ate with it. So the meat actually makes the plant better than it was on its own. Meat is a very good source of zinc. Other vitamins and minerals that are highly bioavailable in meat include biotin, 89%, folate, 67%, niacin, 67%, pantothenic acid, 80%, riboflavin, 61%, thiamine, 82%, vitamin B6, that's a big one in the bodybuilding community, vitamin B6, 83% bioavailable in meat. There's a whole list here. Meat also contains long-chain omega-3 fatty acids and bioactive compounds like creatine, taurine, carnosine, which may have additional health benefits. If you do a single Google search, you will find a plethora of articles that will tell you that eating meat is a substantially more efficient way of meeting your micronutrient needs met. Eating plants is a horrible, terrible, inefficient way of going about this. I shouldn't have even had to make this video. All we had to do to figure out the truth of this statement, and what I should have done when I first saw Dee Dee's comment, I should have used what's called the logic engine in the brain. And I should have immediately realized that animals who subsist on plants, if you notice, they spend about 80% of their waking hours eating. They have to. They have to eat. Cows are eating constantly. Antelope, deer, gorillas, anything that is herbivorous spends the vast majority of its time eating, because plants are terrible. They're horrible at actually conveying nutrition into the body. So the only way you can actually get your nutrients needs met by eating plants is to effectively spend all fucking day eating. Now, interestingly, you compare that to the carnivore, the big cat, who will sometimes eat once a day or once a week and spends 18 hours sleeping. So you've got the big cat carnivores who sleep 16 to 18, some crazy number of hours a day, get up, do a little effing, and then go off and get a kill and eat meat and survive. and they can survive on relatively few meals and stay incredibly lithe and muscular and fast and intelligent, way more intelligent than the prey animal that spends all day long doing nothing other than eating. The reason for this is because one animal, it has a very efficient diet and the other animal does not. And this is why every time you see a vegan in society, they look like a skeleton. They look disgusting and vile. Veganism is the most ignorant way of life known to man. It is a virtue signaling way of life that will end up being proven to be not virtuous. When it is proven that plants are capable of suffering just like every other living organism, then it will be proof that the vegans were never actually about ending suffering. They're just leftists. They can't cope with reality. They can't stand to see an animal, die. These are the same people who took the wolves out of Yellowstone and completely destroyed the ecosystem. We need predators in our societies, both in humans and in animals, to keep the people in check, to keep the populations in check. Our world is devolving into a disgusting cesspool because of everything that is happening on the left, and veganism is just one really great example of a totally insane ideology that is not even backed up by science. These people look sick, they look terrible, and the facts and evidence show that it is very, very difficult to get all of the things you actually need to survive from plant sources. So the lesson for today is, don't forget to eat your meat. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.